I have a love, and it never fades. From red garden sheds to watching lads on steads knocking heads. From the 2x2 fuck you punk stage to a warehouse rave with a bloke we met on the way, dancing till day. I have a love, and it never fades. Full of plights and gripes like Achilles who loves fights. Like you did, right? Like we did twice. I love you beyond life. I have a love, and it never fades. You are God's son across the belly, remembered by pictures on your telly, your body laying in its glow, surrounded by those you know, crying for your words and your soul. And that final loss of your glimmer of hope that we heard every time that you spoke, and choked up rooms and blocks and venues and lads and mots with words that spoke soft of those lost. And then we send you off on funeral clothes.
So many doubts, and I have so many doubts, and I have so many doubts, and I have so many doubts.
That's the worst thing a Mazda with Tesco.
Alright,
Yeah, you put the channel straight away on it.
Great. Yeah,
I can't go over that. No. Looking at your smirk in the mirror after I booked up.
that's the man.
No. Did you get that on the camera?
I think so, yeah.
Bit louder, man. It'll be cold, man.
I have a love, and it never fades. From the space where we learned to be brave and face guards, grief and knaves, and late days that could shame and break saints with the weight of the city's hate from the smothering state. But every cent we could take went on the art that we make. We'd go straight through the day on a rake of empty plates, up to 8 of us pulling 10 quid to make something great. So our love will never fade, our love will never fade. I have a love, and it never fades. Now a long way from school days, sharing books at Big Break with the two of us and Barry and Craig, talking tunes and poems with too much weight for our age. But the love that remains would shape the memory that stays. Even now I can see our face when those chords are replayed. Arm around me shoulder in teenage embrace. Tell all your friends, I'd say. And a year ago or so I played this song for you in the car stereo in the night's breeze. This bit kicked in with its synths and its keys, and you smiled as you sat next to me. You in the front, Gilly in the backseat going 90 to the sounds as we roared down the street. The other boys stomping feet and me in utter disbelief from the joy and the break in the beats. We got out and stood by that Kia Rio cage stage, and I felt like I had it all. Cause I have a love and it'll never fade, and either will you, Paul. 16 we stole a couch from an abandoned post office and set it ablaze. At late I watched videos of that day and make play you stayed. Garda drove by 3 times but never stopped at the site as we carried that couch over our head height in the night. Left it in a field to burn tomorrow or the next day in art's name. Film the flames as they dance and sway. Repeat on film the makeup of our estates, and like it always would, we returned 2 days after the charred wood on a couch that had already been burned. As I pen this foretache of a car parked right outside my window, I push outside to the bright heat. Sparks litter the street, and to me, I just want to text you a photo and say this looks just like that Mount Kimby video we always watched. Nothing is real and you're not here. Vacuous flames just tease. How can this bring us to our knees? Why do I think to stand again with you in front of an inferno with gaze could bring ease? Answer my call, make these flames dance for me. In 2008 we had a band called Plagues. Me, you and the 2 Robbies would play for days during breaks and then sit round me ma's place on MySpace. Pasta for dinner as we filled the plates. One of us got some idea, thought it'd be great to set a t-shirt ablaze inside our wooden shed, and instead learned our mistakes with great haste. And I blasted the kid with the spray of a fire extinguisher till the sound of flames made way for the weight of what are we doing, fuck's sake. The place looking white as Christmas Day, but this time in mid-May. We left that kip in some state, and like some cruel twist of fate, the loved memory of stopping flames would make way for the welcome chase of the same. Later down the line on a new date, as we'd lift that couch over the motorway and into our estates. It too to see the flames we never grew out of just reshaped, fresh with a new weight. Some things from our teenage days had never changed, as we born to do something great. As we laid that couch down in the backfields and made ourselves a way. Fire walk with me, I'd hear you say. Never fades. I have a love full of flames that rage. I have a love that never turns, and I have a love that burns. I have a love and it never fades. I have a love full of flames that rage. I have a love that never turns, and I have a love that burns. Where will the man then bless God's dead?
Sounds like a brilliant social commentary piece that you're going to do. Can you still finish our answer? Not spread out enough. Oh, it's getting better now. No way!
Towards boys, what they tell
Get it, move in. Christ almighty. Wow. I think I'm gonna be able to see that for a while. That's still good, obviously.
Tell me what you know about hope. Tell me what you know about free. There's been blood on our knees since we were teens. Don't tell me you know what it means to breathe. There's no world me and mine haven't seen, you best believe. Tell me what you know about growth. Tell me what you know about me. There's been blood on our teeth since our first meal. Don't tell me you know what it means to see. There's no love me and mine haven't grieved you couldn't feel. We don't know what it is to sleep when each night your eyes bleed. Cause there's not a lot of steps between peace and utter misery when you're 17 and all you have is love and dreams. Those tunes we made as teens gave us a way to grieve and get out of the scheme. But those early scars never leave. And those tunes in our art gave us a path out of the dark, but we still get lost without the light when we lead. This pain is real. Another ode to top skin, a music dream we both laid out but never got to see. Cause it's been war in my pen since we were 10, and it's always been write your hate and your pain away to make tomorrow better than today for your mates. Cause we don't want things this way.
Est-ce que vous pourriez supporter cette histoire?
1979, it died a fucking serious death.
What this?
Punk rock.
Hey, there's another one gonna say, we're talking about the harps.
What about the harps?
He does the harp.
Harp.
Harp. Best bar in the world. Used to be.
So what happened?
No more.
What happened?
What's that?
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened? He got
I don't want this world where our troubles and complaints are justified. It's just numbers and stats till it's your life. And I don't wanna fight the wicked rumble under your rights. Nothing changes at night, it's just thunder till it's your life. And I don't want the sight of the saints that hate unjust with pride. It's slumber with rats till it's your life. So good night. Fuck off. Good night. And how can we not feel this rage when the therapy costs more than half your wage and you're tough back out the same that very day? You cover your teenage pain by pushing further into the grey. The local politics of the housing estate, cause getting out seems like no stage, and tomorrows aren't today, and I've felt this way since turn the page. There's no walk away yet, there's still sense in what I say. Same shite at 26, you shell down cans and drinks for the sake of making it through the week surrounded with pricks. Your posh drugs aren't interested, you hate workers, you hate those that can't. Your drugs aren't class, they're upper middle class. You, teeth whitening, pay for designer dogs. That crashed the bank but kept his job. Few bob for a week in Mykonos and you joke about the junkies. Addicts that get dehumanised cause they're poor, but these problems start at your door, your eyes are closed, fuck off. We were just kids, and now we're something else. Thoughts of the self on the shelf. Cause it seems sometimes all the love in these songs is not enough, cause the world is fucked. We were just kids, and now we're something else. Thoughts of the self on the shelf. Cause it seems sometimes all the love in these songs is not enough, cause the world is fucked. Top scheme.
But love is kind to the least of men.
Right, yes.
Done. When you do anything to stop the hum, get obliterated on the juice and hang on, through the hangover and get after it again. Pints in sight, the bright light at 10 AM, and it's red wine and port in the later hours. There's time for shorts of green spot and powers, and we'll have our fair share of very rare and break the bank with last orders. That's the wage on the whiskey, and the morning on the waters. Walking around like a pissed madman by myself, wasting a low-wage wealth and my health. Red eyes and red credit, searching for ways to get out of this state on Reddit. I have value, my mates and my ma said it. But that Tuesday morning counselling does break the bank, and you know who said boring out selling won't make it back. But fuck that Jack, I won't bring the problems to further the lack just to make a stack. I'm lucky to be past that, I'll stay with mine where the fees are flat. I'll take debt over debt and stress to keep breath, cause I see no other option yet. The weight of the hangover hung over this year, and you drink to stop that trembling fear. I'll take debt over debt and stress to keep breath, cause I see no other option yet. The weight of a hangover hung over this year, and you drink to stop the trembling fear. Everything has lost its colour, I only feel good when I'm drunk. Sunday morning hung over to bits, crying on the couch to when we were young. And I can't seem to take this tragedy or see where it starts and ends. Now flaking out on friends to get drunk in bed instead. It never ends, it's too wrecked in this head. And the old men I hang around tell me the same stories week in, week out, about how today's boxers don't know the struggle of yesterday's louts, or they're all mout, and they're not trying to get me down cause I can move about, no doubt. But in their days it was 10 smokes and 10 stouts after every bout, or was it every round? And I'm like, yeah, sounds like a decent shout, but I feel like I'm on the same route. But this world is a different town, but I'll stay devout to my weekly glory scouts, cause 20 years from now I'll be just like them, no doubt. And I'll still get 10 messages messages a day from people I never met about my best friend's death. So you relive that memory again and again, and you can't be with those you love because you forgot how to trust, and your whole life is drunk or fucked up, and every time your phone bings you panic because you're terrified of what's on the other end. It's happened again, so you stop answering your phone and you don't look at texts, and you only check when it's plans for points on deck, and then you get wrecked and look at the only messages you have left from your best friend sent before his death.
I don't want to be loved, I don't want to be understood. No hagiography after I'm done. I don't want to feel safe and I don't want to feel free. All I feel is nothing, and right now that's all I can be. I don't want to be loved, I don't want to be understood. I don't want to be around when the vibes are good. I don't want to feel safe and I don't want to feel free, cause all I feel is nothing, and right now that's all I can be.
I don't know, maybe why should I do this? I am alone. Who I should share this with? Nobody.
Jesus, man, please be careful with yourself, will you? Don't want you getting yourself into trouble, you know, man? But get yourself home safe there. But yeah, anyway, I love you. See you soon. Take care of yourself. I'm getting an
This is the first song I've made in months. In a box bedroom beside a debt in a book. I just told me ma the treatment's not working and she understands. I see the tears in her eyes and the care in her hands. Sometimes that's all you need to find the strength to breathe. I have a family I love and they love me. I still see you smile as you float in the sky miles high as you rise. Still clear in my eyes, still as bright as every night we dance till 5. I still see the light in every one of the boys. My guide's out of the dark at night, so I will try. Doing 5 tracks a day for 2 summers. I deserve to make it through these traumas. These songs are here to pay honour to those left that flock together like birds over Tolka. And my way is to make stay and feel those flames burn the shame as the boys blaze jays for days at my ma's place, and I finally feel okay. Wake up in a hospital bed, out in me head and me legs snapped in two. No clue where I am or what to do. Bouncing in and out of sleep, too weak to speak and no heat in the white sheets. No money, no passport and totally alone. Dead battery in me phone, just the groans of post-surgery fear. Nobody here will speak to me. All I find out is I'm in Belgium and had an accident the night before. No less and no more. Just the growing terror of 18-year-old fear roars till your dumb head rocks in the door with a bottle of coke in your hand and another one of the boys by your side. Smiles for miles as I see safety in sight, and you bounce me into a wheelchair and run me out into the freedom of night. No meds to heal the head, no bread to stay fed, just crutches and a cast up my leg. Take me home across trains and planes until we meet Dublin rain. And with Dad losing his fucking mind, and my ma crying. and you secretly in delight at the sight of all the madness. You said stories to tell never breed sadness. They treat it, and if you can grasp it, own it, deal with it, you can heal with it. So I'll heal with it.
Patient and free will heal the pain that's left in me, and that's the truth. The fear in my bones is the only growth I know we had our youth. Patient and free will heal the pain that's left in me, and that's the truth. The fear in my bones is the only growth I know we had our youth.
What's up, baby? Rise and shine. I'll be out ready on this glorious Saturday morning. But just thought I'd send you a quick message to say I love you first and foremost. I miss you second. And third, can't wait to see you Sunday. Get yourself up out of that bed now and get busy for the day. And
Oh shit! Like a proposal of such poets just in front of his face.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah. That's a cracker of a shot. That would have been savage that point, very cool.
Stabbed to death and left on bricks. No training that week, my coach couldn't speak. Blood on his hands as the man died at his feet. And me, I stood at the scene. No sheets to block the bodies we dream, they stay evergreen. Senior infants show and tell. What you do the weekend, are you well? Stand in front of the class as they ask. You tell them you looked at the blood left on the road from the man who slept in the field outside your window. Got thrown out of a car with a knife through his heart. In the morning stars, terrified. I went quiet and I stood, and I started to run from love. Cause you're told you need to grow cold to grow old. I was 7 in that same field beside me gaff, kicking through the leaves and the grass until two Garda rock up, batons in hand, and leave you crying for your mams. And this is no dramatics, this is no tales and 90s classics. You spend your whole life being brave and you hope that things will change. So don't fucking ask me why I don't want to age. It just marks the time of things staying the same. But the songs sound fun and you dance with your mates and it's grand then till the next day. Same place the Garda got you at 7, taking the sides off trains with stones. We did that cause we were broke. We did that cause we had no hope or a place to go. We did that cause we didn't say no 20 years ago. And it still comes out when we get vocal, singing in the local. A lonely feeling came all me stealing. Some sober as a judge and the other boys out the nut, and all of us dancing like there's no one left in the world but us. And these days it feels like there isn't. There's no way to put that loss into words. But we'll wrap arms around shoulders and scream love from our lungs. And we'll escape to Friday football and hugs and tell tales of nights and days spent in teenage fun. Cause the world is a cruel, cruel place without the love. So we'll spend the rest of our life being brave and hope that things will change. And age will still mark the time in the same way. But I'll hold on a little tighter to the love of my mates. Forever and a day.
wonder how Fern's are okay.
It's been a while since I have seen your face. It's been a while since I have seen your face. I can't face the pain. It's been a while since I have
Yeah, well, we're using this clip, right?
It's been a while since I have seen your face. I can't face the pain.
'cause you live in a Lazarus soul. In the Dubliner songs of old and the pogues, the art that never grows old. You live in fireworks at the prefabs, cash for hash and give it a lash, jack footballs off the pebble dash. I hear you when I'm locked, poems at a jewel shock, lock, stock and hot rocks round the block never stop. And I see you still, wild in every field, try and send you photos of every stray mattress I see and ask what could have been. 'Cause you live in Christy Moore, George Moore, Catch Me Daddy English Moors and Broken Doors. You live in Keats, the Liffey littered with Grogan seats and Disorder by Joy Division forever on repeat. You live in the books of John B. Keane, How McPhelan Leeds and Petey playing Vanessa Carlton on the keys. I see it in every 20 quid haircut and Billy Strutt from the lads stuck in a rut but we get by. You're all that's on my mind. When Points in the Killer are the flowing tide and all the other lads at my side on the same vibe. You live in every twist and turn at shells. Alan Bourne head the ball and all the glory in hell, and at times we win as well. Still sit in your spot at the newsstand. Watch the young ultras throw cans and get banned beside old men smoking subpar soap bar hash as we look out into the field where we laid your rash. You live in Zoe's love for Coolock and Kilmore. You live in Gav White's joy every time we score. You live in every skin fade Barry does in your name and every word Doyle speaks on stage. You live in Dean Delaney, Burbach, Adam Evans, in the beautiful game's best starting 11. You live in Robbie Lyons and all the love and light that shines. You live in Wes, Ross, Gilly, Rob and Sam, in the voice of Gav and James and Pam. You live wild in my memory, in every burst of ecstatic energy rushing in waves. Still live in the videos of the blaze, still live in warehouse raves, Mike Skinner early days torn the page. You live in the flames that rage and fight the pain, and you live in a love that'll never fade.
So essentially it's basically, there's a sense of sort of community effort I put in what we're doing, the projects that we're putting forward, and fluidity of that is very important because, as Bobby said, like, there's not always the person there who's good at the cameras to do the camera. So we need to have a fluid group of people that all have the same mentality, the same drive, the same inspiration, the same willingness to put ourselves forward with this common identity that we share. And that could be any of us, that could be anybody who wants to come in that believes in our message. And there's a core group who's there that are all willing to do that, so we don't question it, we just do it as we go.
have a love, and it never fades, and it feels like either will the pain, your name emblazed on every day. Afraid I'll lose the memory of your face, but our love will never fade. I have a love, and it never fades. You lifted us from the mundane, and then you wrote Drive and immortalised our right to life and the crisp soil all in one line. Pain takes time. I have a love, and it never fades. I found your old MySpace page on the bus today. One song playlist loads up straight away and sunk me right back to the source of our teenage pain. And now on the bus, on my morning commute, the song on your MySpace speaks to me with truth. If I knew what was wrong, I would tell you. If I knew what was wrong, I would tell you.
I have a love, and it never fades. I have a love that never shakes, that never moves and never breaks. I have a love and it never takes. I have a love that stays. And it's all love and glory on your name till I see out my last days and find the ways to fight the pain and blaze. I have a love, and it never fades. All praise to my best mates. It's been a long road laid up on the shelf, trying to heal the self, but those I love brought me back to health, and I ain't never needed nothing else.
If you don't break out, switch the door.
I ain't never needed nothing else.
We all contribute to fighting against the depression of living in a hopeless environment.
I have a love, and it never fades. I have a love that never shakes, that never moves and never breaks. I have a love and it never takes. I have a love that stays. And it's all love and glory on your name till I see out my last days and find the ways to fight the pain and blaze. I have a love, and it never fades. All praise to my best mates. Stays the same, other than the never-ending weight of shame. And there's shame, dear fucking God, there's shame. It's that dear James excess pain that stays. What happened to my best mate? I have a love, and it's full of pain.
Crying like a baby, in my mama's arms. The day they came to tell me you were gone. Well, we sang in the same places. We were a double draw.